You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready. What do we have this week, dude? What are the viewers gonna see?
This week we had the Equilibrium triple chocolate birthday cake, which is a phenomenal.
Stick around to find out if we liked it or not. We talked CrossFit, Mal O'Brien, in particular. We talked the new Evil Dead Rises movie, and then we got into liver supplements and green. What do you call them? Greens? Green supplements. That's it. Enjoy. Stay groovy.
Cheers, guys.
Man. Hey, dude. I'm going to start this thing off by saying I wish that cocaine was legal sometimes so you get like a real rush. And since it's not, I went ahead and just drank like a whole thing of pre-workout right as I was walking in just to see what it felt like to ride the dragon on one of these things.
You should have just did a bump of coke.
Just do it on video. Yeah. They got too many videos to look after. They're not going to notice.
Yeah, nobody.
I reckon we could do cocaine on this podcast for about a year before somebody would even rat us out and they would even notice.
Easy.
And then we could just say, oh, no, that's fake. It's not even real. That
sugar.
Energy is just made up. I was making up all that energy.
Powdered sugar.
So what do we got today, bud?
Today is a very exciting day.
Yes.
Today we have the Equilibrium triple chocolate birthday cake imperial stout with blended chocolate, malts, nibs, and milk chocolate and cake mix.
So you know what I learned last night?
What's that?
I asked about, hey, when we crack open stouts, what are we looking for? It says smell it when you open it.
Okay.
Also, how you read that off, that's usually the order in how you taste whatever it is that you're drinking, which blew my mind in a small way.
So, it smells fucking phenomenal.
Okay.
I'm sure we will taste the chocolate.
What does it smell like? I mean, I'm going to get to smell it, but let the people know as it's in the bottle and it's opening up.
So everybody knows that these stouts have a certain smell to it, but you could smell the sweetness of the chocolate and everything else coming through with this bad boy. I mean, this is
so where I picked this up at. We've been sitting on this for a year. I don't know how long we've had it. And the guy keeps asking, when are you going to try it? When are you going to try it? Because this was his favorite of the Equilibrium line.
So have you tried it yet?
No. I have had one sitting in my refrigerator at home, but I refuse to touch it until we've had this one. Because I was told that this was his favorite out of all the ones that they've had. How's it pouring?
And look at that. Look at that jet black smoothness to it.
Look how it sticks to the was that the viscosity? Is that the word that I'm looking for? I think that's what Cole taught me last night. You want to see if it sticks to the sides of the glass.
Equilibrium, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
That smells good, doesn't it?
I say it every time I smell a good one. Put a candle wick in this thing so I can light it on fire and smell it around the house. That smells incredible. So we let this sit out for 20 minutes, warm up just a hair, so the flavors start to come out.
I'm definitely getting a chocolate cake. Well, chocolate with a cake finish.
Man, that's good. So let's see. Let's go through it. Chocolate malts. That's what the bitterness is in there. Maybe the malts, because isn't malts usually like a little more like of a bitter chocolate?
And when you say bitter, it's not like this beer is very bitter.
No.
Yeah, just
like a chocolate bitter. If you're eating a candy bar and it's a little bit more of the dark chocolate kind of, that sort of bitterness.
Right.
So you should be cocoa or chocolate malts in the cocoa nibs, which I don't have. We need to Google that one day. Cocoa nibs.
For what?
Because it's in a lot of beer. Every time I drink a stout, it's always like in the corner. Cocoa nibs.
But we don't need to know all this shit just to drink beer.
And then you got milk chocolate, and then cake mix. Is that the order that you're kind of?
I'm definitely getting the chocolate and the cake flavor, or the cake mix, whatever we want to call it, together. But I mean, it's chocolate, cocoa, and chocolate, then cake mix. I mean, so.
God, that's good. How do you can't, if you've got those type of flavors in there, it's very hard to fuck up.
Man, this thing smells good.
Oh, so it was bottled on 06/22.
Less than a year ago.
Yeah. Man.
We're only 10 months, 11
Oh,
months.
no. Yeah.
It's getting better with
It's
age.
not going bad.
No, better with age.
All right. I don't even need to look at my phone. We
Oh, Jesus Christ.
we'll let this open up and then we could do a little bit more review, but off the top, I think we're satisfied customers so far.
We'll have to see.
Now, do you keep up? You follow like Matt, I always have to say his name right. Frazier, I think is how you pronounce it.
Frazier?
Yeah, do you follow him? Anybody like on Instagram and stuff like that?
CrossFit dude?
Yeah.
No, I don't follow no CrossFit.
So you know he has his own training program now. He's coaching and like
Okay.
has his training programs. Elite top CrossFitters are with him now.
Okay.
You know who Mal O'Brien is, right?
Mhm.
Did you hear about her?
Mm-mm.
She backed out
She
of the
back.
games of the semifinals right now. Just before they even started, she said she was stepping away. Personal reasons.
I wonder if she got knocked up.
Man, I don't think that. I think she would come out and say that.
Mhm.
And for the sake of us just having a podcast, we could explore every avenue. But Haley Adams, who is, I want to say 20, or her age, like 19, 20.
That's the little
20
girl from Lafayette, the skinny blonde-headed.
Yeah, who trains with Froning.
Yeah.
She backed out at the beginning of the year. Like, was just like, I'm not going to compete this year. I need to take a year off. Mentally, I'm done. Like, I need to take a step back. Now, from the outside looking in, people could say, oh, she's weak-minded. Like, oh, I've been working a 9-to-5 for years. But she's also been competing in CrossFit. She was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
She went up through like the teen games, all like through each bracket. She's been CrossFitting as long as like,
For a decade.
yeah, exactly.
Competitive.
So in competitive,
Yeah.
she at 19, she's banged up.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but yes, kids are competing in these things now. So she backed out at the beginning of the year, which was big because she's top 5, top 10.
Yeah, because I saw her in Lafayette when Crescentia.
Oh,
and
she
my
was there?
sister did it.
Mm-hmm.
She was there, and
Oh, I bet she wipes the field.
she was like 19 or 20 at the time, and I mean, there was no competition.
Oh, yeah.
She killed everybody.
We'll come back to that
Yeah.
because there's a quote that's on one of those documentaries, CrossFit, that is always stuck out. So she backs out.
Okay.
You see how good she is. Zero competition unless she is up in the, with the big dogs. And then, of course, Toomey, Tia, who's won 5 times in a row, or 6 times. I think it's 5 times in a
She
row.
pregnant,
6
huh?
times. Yeah, she just had a child, so she backed out. So that was already 2 of the top 10,
Right.
or 2 podium finishers out. So Mal O'Brien is pretty much set, like guaranteed to go. Like she's gonna go, she's probably gonna win. It's hers to lose. Well, she backs out. So there's all sorts of things online. Like I hadn't heard knocked up, but could be knocked up. Could be family issues. She could be sick. She just could be damn tired. Then there was one where she might have popped, for some sort of substance, and CrossFit was saying, look, take the year off. We won't put it out there, but you have to sit out this year. So there's all sorts of stuff out there. But it's
She
just
is
crazy.
a little meatball.
Yeah, dude, she's
jacked for a chick.
What is she, like 5'2" or something? Maybe 5'4" tops. She's a short little thing, and just looks like Matt Frazier's just been like just injecting her with muscle, just like filling out. Like shoulders are getting bigger and everything's just getting bigger. But yeah, it's just so crazy that close. She wasn't just in the playoffs. She was basically in the championship of that division and going to the finals. It's so crazy to see somebody just back out at that. And, she could be having there could be a lot going on. So I'm very hesitant to be like, oh, she's being a fucking pussy, needs to get in there and compete. I go to work every day, that sort of thing. I saw it, and it's understandable.
Right.
Because if she is just backing out because she feels like it's like, dude, go get it done and then take off. You've got like 3 more months and then you can just take off. Because I think the purse this year is like $300,000 if you win.
Really?
I think so. I think that's what it's going up
It's
to.
wide open this year with Tia not competing.
Dude, it is, and her now, it is very wide open. Somebody's going to get paid this year and just, they need to go ahead and write like a $5,000, $10,000 check to both of them for just stepping out.
But not showing up.
Just want to thank you for that one. It's like if when you win the lottery, you always think like, man, maybe the guy that gave me the lottery ticket, I'll cut him off a little bit as a thank you. That's what they need to do. But it's just mind-blowing that somebody would back out that close. It's humans. It's like a human thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's strange, that somebody would do that close to the finals. Because that's all she does. That's all she trains for.
Yeah, those people, as competitive as they are, as well prepared as they are, because, I mean, that's, like you say, that's their job. For people to say, I'm not doing it this year, there's a major reason. It's not, hey, this is a pickup game that me and my high school friends are playing.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
It's totally different.
Yeah, it's not like you and I, like, hey, like, can we stop playing ball after like work? I'm starting to get worn out. Like, I don't have a lot of time to get errands done. No, this is their job.
Right.
So for her to back out, I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt and ask no questions. But it does make you wonder. Like, you start thinking for fun. The brain is like, well, I wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that would cause somebody to just back out that close to the end? Because in my head, you're close to making it. Like, you're close to just winning. Like, you have the golden ticket in hand. You are walking up to, like, turn the golden ticket in, and then you're like, like, I really don't feel like it today. That's crazy to me.
But I don't think it's a substance thing, because that little girl been jacked for years.
Have you seen her lately?
No.
Dude, she's looking, like you said, meatballs. Like,
so she's bigger than what she was last year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's stacking. It's like you can tell that he has her squatting, like, constantly. Like, her frame is just getting bigger. And she was already notorious for being like one of those people that can just redline for like a full 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Just stay
like
there.
If it's 10 minutes below, there's no heavy weight. Even Tia's not beating her. Like, even for those that don't know, Tia's won 5 times in a row, 6 times in a row, is an absolute unit.
She is the most winningest person.
Yes.
Person.
So I think she's won 6 because Frazier won 5. Mm-hmm. So she's won 6 times in a row. And the 2 years before she didn't win first, she won second and second. Yeah. So she wasn't like like, it's not like she hasn't been in, came out of nowhere. No, she's been dominating for years. But, if they were head to head and it was like body weight, low weight, handstand walk kind of stuff, she's untouchable. She's a machine. Like, red line all the way out. And then for her to start stacking muscle on top of that, that's something that's like, if you were playing a video game, you would try and go for, like,
every time you level up, you get some more.
Yeah, because you're like, in a video game or in something, it's like you either got all the speed and no strength, or all the strength and then your character's slow. And for her to be like building on both of them is pretty gnarly. Let's see what we have. You want to talk? Oh, I got something. We won't even get too deep today. Did you? I was going to ask you, have you seen it? You haven't seen it. I know you haven't. You know how I'm an Evil Dead fan. Mm-hmm. For those that don't know, Evil Dead, been out since the 80s. Chainsaw hand, shotgun in hand. Well, that character, they've kind of hung him up now. He's gotten older. The actor that played him was just like, my body can't take.
Bruce Campbell?
Yeah, he. People were saying, because they canceled the last season
of the TV show,
and people were complaining, and he was bummed out, and it had a very high rating. Like, if you go look it up to this day, it's still like, I think a 9.3 out of 10, which is unheard of on those kind of, all those
Rotten Tomatoes,
all those
shit.
So it had a very high rating, and it left it off to where there was going to be another season, but it also left it off to where it was like it didn't need to be another season. Everybody's complaining, and he was bummed out, but then he also said, like, look, I'm kind of glad, because he was doing all the acting for it,
Yeah.
obviously, and they throw him everywhere. He's like, dude, my body just couldn't take it anymore.
He
He's
gotta
like,
be in the mid to upper 60s.
yeah, close
Bruce
to
Campbell?
70 or something,
Yeah.
maybe even 70 something. Yeah, he was just like, I'm kind of glad. So now he's been working on, a new kind of thing of the show. This one's a little darker. There's not as much slapstick comedy in it, but the new one was good, dude.
You might watch it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because the wife wants to go see it.
You will, if you go and see it with her in theaters, you will enjoy it. It's that good. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
And what you'll like about it is it's 90 minutes. There's not a lot of like adding. There's not this big story build up. It comes right out of the gate with like peeling skin and bodies flying.
So do you need to have seen all the other stuff?
No. What I do like about this one, and this isn't a spoiler alert, they do reveal that there's more than one book. So if you know the world of Necronomicon is this cursed book, you read from it, all these deadite zombie type creatures come out of nowhere and try and take your soul or whatever. Well, this one they kind of show that there's 3 books, I believe. And he's said, quoted as saying now, like, if this one does good, we would like to come out with a new movie maybe every 2 to 3 years now. Like, actually, we'll put some effort into this world of it. And there's more than one book. So there can be different worlds of it. These books could be different in how they affect humans and whatnot. It just kind of opened up the world.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. One of my favorite scenes, and I won't give it away, is the scene of how Evil Dead Rise, like, you know how the title always comes up in a movie, like Star Wars, just all of a sudden, boom, pops up there, Jaws, whatever it is, like the name of the movie after like a short scene will come on and like, okay, the movie's going. When Evil Dead Rises come on screen, you're going to be like, holy shit, that's insane. It was a really good movie. So if you hadn't seen it, or if you like want to go to the movie and see a good movie, highly suggest it.
Good.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen a horror movie that I was like, hell yeah.
Because a few weeks back when she said she wanted to go watch it, I'm like, let me search for these old movies, because I ain't never watched none of these.
Oh, you haven't yet?
No. So, of course, I go to all these streaming services. But you either got to buy the movie or rent it. I'm like,
I have them. I'll just give them to you
yeah.
to watch. If you watched Ash vs. Evil on Netflix, it would, no, I'm saying, like, if you were trying to get into that world and just see it, that does a really good job of explaining the whole back. Because when that show came out, they just wanted to bring people in, like, skip all that. We'll give you a very quick rundown right in the beginning, and you're going with the story. So.
Yeah, because Cynthia was telling me, like, the first movie was more of a horror flick, and the second and third movies where it brought all the comedy into it.
It's just silly.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't running it because you can see his chainsaw's a hand, but like, he gets, I think, bit or something like that on his hand, and he doesn't want it to spread. He can kind of see that the poison's moving, so he cuts off his hand. And it's funny because then all of a sudden he's just wielding a chainsaw on his hand, and it's got that kind of Three Stooges slapstick to it.
Yeah.
But also, like, there's real, like, you could die, people are dying around. So they do a really good job of making you laugh while just complete death and horror is going on. And it's dark humor, dude, and pervy. Like, I don't even want to say it. Like, you'll sit there and just start laughing because you're like, holy shit, they went there. Like, if you're thinking it in your dirty, weird mind, dark humor, it's on the screen in front of you. We'll talk about one thing here, or we'll just do the sponsor.
You want to do the sponsor?
Before we do the sponsor,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about this? Because that's going to change the whole entire thing.
My taste profile.
Because Cole, shout out to Cole from Growler Spot. He'll probably watch this one if I send it to him. Highly suggested by him. Wanted to see how he liked it. What is our review on it? Look at it sticking to the glass, dude.
Mm-hmm. I think it has opened up a little more.
So it's been out for about 35 minutes or something like that.
Warm. It opened up a little more. It's still smooth. It still tastes like chocolate cake.
Yeah. It smells incredible.
Mm-hmm.
If people watch this, they've seen us drink Equilibrium. I think this might be our fourth one or third one.
Been quite a few of them.
They already know that the consistency is thicker than any other stout that we really have.
Down.
No, yeah, it's like putting flour into your water. It just starts to get a little thicker. Sticks on the tongue, but that flavor and smell is unbeatable.
Yes.
I don't know if you can still find this one because obviously they did it last year. But if they re-release this one, which they would, I mean, it's good. They're going to re-release it. I highly suggest getting it. I only had a few beers by them that I was like, stout-wise, that I was like, it's okay. They have a bad habit of, how do I explain it? Let's say they take a chocolate cake with vanilla drizzle. It says that on there. So you're like, oh, vanilla cake or a chocolate cake with a little bit of vanilla drizzle. That sounds great. But then it'll say at the very end, with banana. You're like, what the fuck? Or with coconut. They have a bad habit of adding like a fourth
thing to
random thing. It was like, dude, that cheeseburger sounded good until you said you put a lobster tail on top of it. And then you're like, wait, what? They do have that habit. Yeah. So what I do is I like the ones by them that are like 3, just solid, like I said, like a chocolate cake with cocoa nibs, chocolate mix, and maybe milk chocolate. And that's it. Because when they get the weird ones, like it's just, you're like, why did you put the coconut part in that shit? That's really odd.
Yeah.
But anywho, well, with 2 thumbs up for this one, huh?
That's definitely a good beer.
Sponsor time.
Today's sponsor. Let's see.
Which one?
Oh, son.
Oh, shit.
Today's sponsor you brought to you by Pringles.
These aren't one of the hot. No, they're not one of the hot ones. Okay.
Man, I don't know.
I mean, what's the name of habaneros?
Okay.
Yeah. What is that?
And they got a flame on the bottom of this bitch.
But the hot ones, like the hot ones one that they did collaboration wise, that shit was like 1 and 2 chips, and you were like, this is hot.
I think this is a new release because
I've never seen it. And we follow Pringles.
Yeah, no. So they specially sent us these. Okay?
That may be the only can in the entire United States right now.
I think they made
those are in from Mexico. These were flown in personally this morning, right?
Let's see, yeah.
Man, I can't. So a chili, a lime.
That lime and chili is definitely coming through. And don't put too many in your mouth.
Dude. So when I was down in Mexico, they had this like lime chip with a little bit of seasoning on it. It was excellent. Very good. I'd see them, I'd grab them. I'll see them every once in a while out where my parents live. There's a couple stores out there, like Mexican style corner stores and stuff. And they're in there. So I'll grab them when I'm there just because it's like, oh, hell yeah. That's these. This is a really good chip. This is that kind of authentic Mexican style chip. The fellas at work are going to love these, dude. I can tell you right now, these are going to be gone Monday morning.
They have these some bitches because I'm not a big hot fan.
Yeah, me either. We both agree on that one.
Right. But they got those, on the can, they got that pepper like it's the habanero pepper that they cooking. Mm-hmm. They got a little bite to it.
Oh, these do have a bite, but that's not as bad as the hot ones. Remember the hot ones? It was like 1 or 2, and you're like,
yeah.
I was drinking water. I could eat like 15 of them before I was like, okay, I'm in need of water.
This has more of the flavor, and not as much as the God damn, this shit's hot. It's the flavor, but it's still got enough heat to it. You know it's hot.
Oh, whoever gets it's gonna love it. All right. We'll do one last question, and we'll do a quick one today.
Okay.
And this is random, but I've had this question on here.
Okay.
You and I were talking one day after the podcast out there in the kitchen, and you got those fatty liver pills. Have you been trying them? Because I was going to ask you about them the other day if they're working or if you noticed anything, but I was like, fuck, I'll just ask him on the podcast.
The liver pills?
Yeah, didn't you get the liver pills? How did you notice anything from them? Dude, I'm trying to get sponsored by a liver pill company here, man. Say you felt great.
Man, that was the best thing I've ever taken.
Skin's looking good.
Ah, fuck.
You could drink 3 more beers without getting drunk. It's like,
was great.
Workout's great. Yeah, I hadn't, you know, you hear a lot about, that Liver King and all that shit, which we've gone over in past episodes, but eating liver is pretty healthy. So I was wondering how those pills, if you noticed them.
But sadly to say that after I purchased the pills and was taking them, I started seeing more documentation because I forgot what is the way they make those pills kind of deprives the nutrients
of the actual liver.
Of the liver, eating a raw liver is the way to go.
So who knew about flash freezing them and sticking them in some sort of casing would affect the meat?
Yeah.
It isn't. And is it a powder inside of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
We are an odd species to literally take what you could just eat liver, but no, let's put it in pill form, turn it into some weird powder substance.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll take a pill over eating.
I'm with you. Like,
every day.
Do you do any of the greens? Like So I looked up what's the popular one all those fuckers are doing, like A1 greens or athletic greens. I'm like, maybe I'll start doing that. Like, I take some greens, but I don't really notice anything from it. These have like a probiotic, all sorts of different probiotics and all different stuff in it. So maybe I'll get that. I look up that AG1. That shit's like fucking $85, $89 a month without shipping. I was like, God damn.
That's because all them social media fuckers are.
It's a pretty popular one.
Yeah, are plugging it. But I mean, you could get the First Farm does a pill packet.
Oh yeah,
that has all of the
I
pills,
hate taking pills,
and
dude.
they have the greens.
I'm not a pill fan.
There already.
I'd rather eat, which I already do right now, like a pound of broccoli a day, and not have to take pills. I'm not a pill. That's the only.
You gotta be gassy as fuck. You take them pills, you ain't.
Oh man, dude, pills to me, I hate taking. I will take them if it's necessary, but man, some of those when you try to take those horse pills, oh dude, I have bad memories as a kid.
Down the hatch.
It just doesn't work.
Just let it go.
I remember as a kid, my mom was like, "Take these pills," and I went to the restroom because she walked outside to go load the car. I was little, but I remember this, and I ran to the restroom real quick. She went to load the car and flushed those things down the toilet. I come running around the corner, and she opened the front door, and she heard that the toilet flush. She goes, "Did you flush those down the toilet?" And without a beat, I started laughing and said yes. She couldn't be mad at me. She just started laughing. That's how long I fucking hated taking pills. Like, I'm just not a pill fan.
So you couldn't even take Flintstone chewables?
I could do the chewable. Yeah, I'll do the chewable stuff. And now I can take pills. But when it gets into those horse steroid size ones, you know, where they're like, look like you're swallowing a nickel. I'm like, nah. It just, I hate it. Like, it's not fun. Like, I'm not a fan. So I would rather do powder. Like, I'll do the powders.
In water.
Yeah,
like shit.
So I do BPN. They had one, like a coconut pineapple, which was really good. And then they added like a tea flavor to it. And I was like, damn, I really kind of fucked that up.
Yeah, you kind of ruined it.
Yeah, so now it tastes like a coconut tea. So that's why I was looking at this AG1. So liver pills suck. AG1's too expensive. We're fans of the new Pringles can and what is in said Pringles can, and this beer is damn good.
This is a really good stout.
Yes, it is.
We've had really good stouts, and I really enjoy really good stouts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is up there on my list right here.
That's very good.
This is a good beer.
Yeah. You know what I found out before we end this? They'll barrel age some of these. Like, so this one isn't barrel aged. That pistachio one I really, really like that we'll have. It's in your refrigerator. They barrel aged it the other day and put it on release. So they're usually about, I think these are about 10% alcohol, 12%. This one comes in at 17. I was like, I think I think I'm going to get one mailed down.
And probably don't taste like a 17.
No, it's glorious.
You know, it's going to be great.
That reminds me of something that we're going to talk about next week's episode. Doesn't taste like a 17. That's all right. Anything else?
That's it.
Cheers, guys.